I'm just not rushing it either. I'm not rushing to get into a relationship. I want to get past the representative. You know what I'm saying? When you first meet somebody, you always get that representative. You get the best version of them for that moment, right? But then as time goes on, you really start seeing. And so now, before I get into a relationship, baby, I need to see who are you outside of your representative. That's who I need to see. Because that's the person I'm going to have to deal with. And that's the one I need to figure out if I want to date or not. And it's time to put it down. You really got me tripping. Hold up, baby girl, just listen. This is the last time. Come on, Tremaine. Anyways, so what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. It's your girl, Antonia. And listen, normally I be having a little topic I want to talk about with y'all, but I'm gonna be honest. I got like a bunch of topics I want to talk about. I could go in depth with all of these, but I don't know. I just feel like yapping. I just felt like getting on here ranting. I'm experimenting with my formats and stuff like that, so we'll see. I have a special guest with me today. Cairo, you want to say hello? Say hey. Cairo was in the building today. Cairo, say hi. Thank you. Anyways, he wanted to join me on the couch, so we're going to let him hang out with us today. Anyways, where I want to start. This way is a penny making, Willie making night. I was reflecting the other day, and I was like, 2016 me would be so proud of 2026 me. I feel like she would really look at me and be like, I like you. You got it figured out. And it's crazy, because looking back to her, I got a lot figured out that you don't have figured out, but I still don't have a lot figured out. So it's like, I got some stuff figured out, but I ain't really got it all figured out. And that's beautiful though. I like being in this space because I feel like I'm at a space where like, I'm cool. I feel way better as a person, like with myself, than I did in 2016. And mind you, 2016 was a year for me. 2026 is gonna be that, but times two. It's gonna be so much better. I'm so excited. Summer 2016 was a ball. Summer 2026, I'm a ball even harder. How about that? I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of feeling better about myself, this is gonna be a very slightly controversial topic, but I don't care. My views on dating and how I want to date have absolutely changed. And I don't know if it's for better or worse, but we gonna see how it go. So let's talk about dating, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I've been single for a year and some change. And it's been cool. Just had these moments, right? Because I've dated in that time. But now that I'm at this point, I gotta change up how I date. So what makes this controversial, I feel like, is I'm just no longer in a space where I just want to date to marry. And that's not to say I don't want to get married, because I definitely do. I definitely want to get married. I definitely want to have kids, have the family, and all of the things. But I feel like in the past, I put so much pressure on who I was dating to be that person. And people come, people go. So it's like, yes, I'm dating to marry, as in my long-term goal is to get married. But I'm just not classifying everybody I date as that person. I'm just no longer doing that. And it's made dating so much funner because I'm just not as serious. I'm serious, but I just give people the opportunity to be themselves now and just be who they are without this pressure of, okay, well, this is who you are, but I need you to do this so you can meet my husband qualifications. It's just like, no, you just don't meet my husband qualifications. I may like you, you know what I'm saying? I may enjoy you or whatever the case may be for the moment, but I know in my head, no, this ain't that. And I'll either continue to date you for a little bit just to see if there's anything that balances that out, maybe. But I'm just kind of in a space of just enjoying people for who they are. And like, it's fun, but intentional. And I think the reason for that is just the fact that I'm just in a season where I'm just focused on my own world. I'm just so happy with myself as myself that I don't, like, a relationship would be like an addition. You would very much have to add to my already curated happiness and peace. And if I feel like you're gonna take me away from this, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, I just have like a lot more focus on the routine I want to have, my daily hobbies outside of a person, things I want to do for myself and not necessarily in a romantic sense. And going back to the dating piece, it's not that I don't want to date or I'm not dating. I just feel like if you're going to date me, if you are not coming with a certain sense of romance and intentionality, I just kind of don't care. And let me be clear on that. You got your own life outside of me. You got your own world that you tend to, your own goals and stuff like that. But sometimes you want to break from that and you just want to wine and dine a beautiful woman, aka me. Okay, cool, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? Take me on some dates. Buy me some flowers. Let's go on a trip. But when I say it's intentional too, it's because you also understand them. You don't just like the idea of me. You're actually working towards taking on the responsibility of who I am as a woman. You just may. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to be overconsumed right now. Because I'm so overconsumed with myself. I don't need nobody overconsuming me right now. Don't overconsume me. So I'm not trying to just jump into a relationship, but I'm also not closed off to not dating nobody either. So it's like I need space to curate and build and focus on what I want to focus on for myself, but you're still intentional about how you want to be in my life. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like such a fantasy in my head when I think about it, but I don't know. That's just where I'm at. So unless you want to uplift to my fantasy, then it's kind of a dub. I'm just in a very self-possessed, like I'm just very obsessed with myself. You know what I'm saying? In the past, I used to be obsessed with other people, other things, situations, jobs, money. My obsession has just transpired to myself. So you have to really wow me and bring me something unique for me to want to give you some of my obsession. And that's not to say I'm going to obsess over you, but if you want some of my energy, you got to wow me. But I say all that to say, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm really just learning how to let things play out. I used to be so outcome based where I was so focused on an outcome and how something should go, what something should be, what it should look like, XYZ. And I'm just at a space where I'm just letting it play out how it's gonna play out, letting it be what it is, and just enjoying it for the experience that it is. You know what I'm saying? It may lead to what I wanted to lead to, it may not. I'm okay either way because eventually I'm gonna get what I want and what I desire, but it just may not be on it's not on my time, it's on God's time. So whenever God wanna pull that trigger, then we can talk about that. And I think that just takes a lot of like stress off of the situations too, because you can date people or you could like be in a career and you could be doing certain things and you're just like very obsessed with the outcome of like what that's supposed to be. And I feel like it just takes away from the genuine time and experience of that person, place, or thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm getting better about surprises. Surprise me. Give me a plot twist I wasn't expecting. Give me a plot twist I wasn't expecting. That's where I'm at. I'm just kind of like letting God cook for real. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna hold you. We've been having a ball. We've been having a ball for sure. I just feel like you live life so much better when you just take the pressure off of everything. When you just like have just a certain trust that things are gonna pan out, how they're gonna pan out, and things are gonna happen the way they're supposed to happen. You just live your life it's just so much more relaxed and so much more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? You're not forcing anything. You're not trolling everything. You're just letting it happen and adjusting as things happen. And I've been really enjoying this space. I just live a life of ease. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to say that my life is perfect, because it's not. Like, there are areas that I'm having some struggles with at this time, but overall, just like emotional, just like safety and just trust and just relaxedness that I have with my life right now is astonishingly beautiful. God did his big one. And speaking of areas I'm struggling in, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, my career is one of them. And it's not to say that I don't have things in motion and I don't have certain things figured out with my career. I just feel like it's very up in the air at this point. I feel like my career can go one way or it can go a whole nother way. If you know me, you know that I've been doing real estate for a while here. But I just have so many avenues I can go. And I will say the one thing about real estate that irks me and that I'm just over is this chasing dynamic in the business. You always gotta go chasing or looking for your next check, which is fine. It's just a different way of getting a check. But I do commercial. Commercial is very boys clubby. You just fighting for something. Same with residential. You're going against a bunch of other agents to get listings, to find buyers. It's just such a competitive field. And it's not that I'm afraid of competition. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm just over fighting for a spot. I'm gonna just make my own spot. And if you like it, come work with me. If you ain't feeling it, cool, go to somebody else's spot. And I think the best way I could describe this is, for example, I've been so used to like being the only woman or the only black woman or the only black person in like predominantly white spaces or other cultural type spaces. And I'm just so tired of being that person, for one. And two, I'm just tired of fighting to prove a point with that. A lot of my accomplishments, though I'm proud of them, have been very proving a point type of thing. And I'm just kind of over that. I'm supposed to be here. I know I'm supposed to be here. And whether y'all let me in or not, I don't care. I'm gonna carve my space out anyway. It's just where I'm at with it. I'm just rocking with me and my vibe, how I want to do things, how I want to run my business. And the people that are supposed to work with me will work with me, and the people that just not. It is what it is. I don't have to. I'm not proving a point. If you don't want me to be here, all right, cool. I'm not going to come up there. I don't need to prove anything to you. Because you're going to see this motion I got over here, and you're going to be like, oh. And I'm going to be like, yeah. Thank you. And honestly, I'm gonna be real. I think because I've changed my mindset and I'm kind of gone more into that space, I've gotten better about how disciplined and consistent I am. Because I realized that when it comes to being disciplined and consistent, I feel like it works for one way for men and it works another way for women. For me, if I'm gonna be disciplined and consistent, it's not forceful. It's not barbaric. It's not like I gotta go beat the world. You know what I'm saying? That's not my energy for it. It's not that at all. I feel like that's more manly and that works for them. But for me, I have to care. I have to have a passion behind it. I have to have some type of like emotional drive behind it. And I also have to logically realize that when I don't want to do something, it's really just a feeling. And I probably feel this way because I'm either not used to doing it, my body's not used to doing it, whatever the case may be. And it's just about training myself to get used to doing that thing so it becomes more natural and it just automatically gets done. So, for example, going to the gym. I have been on and off with going to the gym for the past 3 years. I'll go really good for a few months and then I'll fall off. Or I'll do this really well for a long time and then I'll fall off. And what I'm realizing now is going to the gym is a lifestyle adjustment. Most people go because they want body goals and so they just go to work on the body. But it's like you also have to maintain the body after the fact. Otherwise, you're going to be back at square one again. So it's like instead of going into it on outcomes, like I was talking about earlier, all right, cool. The reason I don't feel like going to the gym today is because my body is not used to going to the gym. So it's all right, I don't feel like doing this. Of course my body doesn't feel like doing this. Of course I don't feel like doing this because I'm not used to doing it. I haven't been doing it. So all right, that's a feeling. I gotta train my body to get used to going. I gotta train my body to get used to doing a certain thing. And that's how people get to the point where when they miss the gym, they be all off their rocker. You know what I'm saying? Because their body has gotten used to the routine and gotten used to the movement of going to the gym. So when they don't go to the gym, end of the world. So when you got to think of tasks and being disciplined about other things the same way too. It's just like your body isn't used to doing it. Your mind isn't used to doing this or putting effort into this. But if you just got to recognize that's just a feeling, right? And you're training your body to do something that is not used to doing it. And then that's how you build the discipline and consistency around it. But I think for me as a woman, for me to want to do that, I have to have some type of emotional drive or passion behind what I'm doing. Otherwise, it's not going to click. It doesn't matter how often I try it or whatever the case may be. It's not going to work. Discipline and consistency in a separate video because I have a whole little framework around that I need to talk about. So I don't know. That might be my video for next week. We'll see. I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm so obsessed with myself and the world I'm building outside of a relationship and outside of people that I don't really care to, because I'm so focused on that, it's easier for me to filter through who's gonna fit with that and who's not. It's easier for me to meet somebody and I can be like, oh, it's not gonna work, or I see something with this. And again, they be saying men no, but I think us as women be doing too. Or at least maybe my frontal lobe has developed to a point where I'm like, no, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But the obsession with myself is so real. I'm just so focused on my hobbies, how I want to live, how I want to dress, or what I want to look like, what's my aesthetic. It's just such a different level of self-possession that if I'm going to take someone seriously, you have to sweep me off my feet. And also too, I'm just not rushing it either. I'm not rushing to get into a relationship. I want to get past the representative. You know what I'm saying? When you first meet somebody, you always get that representative. You get the best version of them for that moment, right? But then as time goes on, you really start seeing. And so now, before I get into a relationship, baby, I need to see who are you outside of your representative. That's who I need to see. Because that's the person I'm going to have to deal with. And that's the one I need to figure out if I want to date or not. Again, it sounds like such a fantasy in my head because I feel like people are either want nothing to do with you, and it's just kind of, you know what I'm saying, I like the idea, or they trying to cuff you tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't want either of those right now. So that's my viewpoint on dating right now. You gotta wow me. You don't wow me, hate it for you. Is that all I want to talk about today? I guess so. I've been talking for 30 minutes. Anyways, what y'all been up to? What y'all got going on? Let me know in the comments. That was just me ranting about some stuff that's just been going through my head right now. So I don't know. I hope you guys got something from that. Or maybe you just wanted to be in my business. It kind of don't matter. But I appreciate you for watching this video. Of course, I will see you guys next time. And I'm sorry I was late on this drop. But sister was sick last week. And I didn't know what I wanted to talk about. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just yap. So give y'all a little bit more personality. Normally y'all get professional therapist me in the last 2 videos, but I want to be a little bit more fun, bring a little bit more flavor. So anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next Sunday.